James Catalyn and Friends has been a troupe de force, as James would adequately describe it. And we've been all around the world showcasing Bahamian culture, our dance, our folklore, our songs, our poetry.
I know for me, I'm one of the newer cast members within the last 5 years. And what I've always loved about this production, and giving kudos to the late James Catalyn, there was always room for everyone. If you wanted to learn, if you wanted for theater to be under your belt, a part of your life, JCF, open arms. You just had to be disciplined, you had to be dedicated, you had to show up for your rehearsals and be on time. And of course, yes, learn your lines.
How I got involved with James Catalyn and Friends, this is an old story I always tell persons. Years ago, growing up, we only had ZNS TV. And I remember during Independence Holiday, they used to bring on a lot of old plays by James Catalyn on ZNS. And I used to sit there in front of TV and just watch every play that comes on. And I always tell myself, one day, Eric, you will be on that stage performing. And I love the performing arts.
I got involved in theater, Summer Madness and all of this in the early 2000s, working with Omar Williams. He introduced me to James, and I worked the box office for several productions. Then I worked front of house. After that, I left to go to university, and when I came back home, James was, I came back home and I said, let me go help with the box office, and he said, no, you're going on stage. And the rest is history.
So I just started praying. I was like, okay, Lord, what do you want me to do with this drama fire? And lo and behold, James Catalyn actually came into thought. Because I remember as a little girl, my uncle used to take me, and I heard about Mr. Catalyn's Laughing at Myself. And wouldn't you know, a week later, Mr. Catalyn was a patient of mine. So I met him, and when I met him, I introduced myself, and I actually had on my phone a memo of one of the plays that I purposed to see in September. I think it was Summer Madness 2017. And he said, oh man, you've got to audition. And from then it was history.
But I can tell you this, one thing that I've truly admired about being a member of James Catalyn and Friends is that James has the vision of creating opportunities for development.
The detail, watching him create things, putting you in the right positions, instructing you on how to project your voice during certain parts of the script, helping you to understand what is Bahamianese. We speak it, but it's very difficult to write. It's also very difficult to read. So having somebody like Mr. Catalyn around was a blessing, That's all the knowledge in the arts, the Bahamian arts that left us. That's a lot.
What makes James Catalyn and Friends different from any other theatrical group is the fact that we embrace fully Bahamian culture and our dialect. James coined the phrase, speak Bahamianese, right? And speak English only when necessary. And he has been an advocate of that, and that is reflected in all of his writings. His scripts, his poetry, his prose, his roast, and we continue to advocate that premise.
With the executive team that he has, I don't think James Catalyn and Friends is going anywhere no time soon. We got a lot of young people in here that have been around him for a long time, and there's no way in the world they're going to let that die.
Well, the future of JCF is, as James would want it to be, is that we carry on. The legacy that he left, he taught all of us well, and how to put on a show and how to write and speak Bahamianese, and so we're going to carry it on the way he would, and he always believed in passing it on. So everyone in the executive knows what James would have done, and we have the liberty to do it as he would have, or try to improve on what he would have done.
Like I alluded to earlier, in terms of our formal structure, we have an executive body that leads the group, and James himself was an advocate of stepping aside and allowing new leaders the opportunity to see what it means to be a leader. And you speak about national issues. James was never shy about speaking about anything, any subject matter, if he thought there was some realistic benefit in doing so. We have leaders in the political forum, we have leaders in the religious forum who put their noses up in things and they make decisions, some good, some not so good. But he was never afraid of dealing with any issue, regardless of its base, whether it was political or religious. He was never afraid of dealing with any issue and making us think about what it is, how the issue affects us, and should we or should we not support it. And again, he presented it in a comical, satirical manner, which made it easier to digest. More importantly, made you think. All right? Hence we come back to the phrase, laughing at V7.